Fighting games used to be everywhere. Not just in arcades, not just in tournaments, but on every console and every weird little experimental format developers could dream up. Some of them became legends, others kind of disappeared. In this video, we're diving into 5 fighting games that fell off the radar. They weren't the best, they weren't always balanced, but they were trying something, and that made them worth remembering. ClayFighter 63 1/3 released for Nintendo 64 in 1997. Developed by Interplay, it was the 3rd game in the ClayFighter series and the first to make the jump to 3D. All characters are made using digitized clay stop motion, giving the game a unique and very literal texture. It featured a bizarre cast, including returning characters like Bad Mr. Frosty, Blob, and there's some new additions like Sumo Santa and Booger Man. The visuals are strange, but memorable, and the game leaned heavily into the slapstick humor. One year later, Interplay released ClayFighter's Sculptor's Cut, an updated version of the game only available as a blockbuster rental in North America. Added 4 new characters and tweaked balance and animation slightly. Only around 20,000 copies were produced.
For the fight, ClayFighter. 1-to-1, they set the stage. ClayFighter.
That low run print made Sculptor's Cut one of the rarest and most valuable games on the N64, with the complete inbox copy selling for thousands of dollars today. While the game's controls are stiff and its humor hasn't aged perfectly, the claymation process was ambitious and earned a cult following among many collectors. Evil Zone, also known as Aretzubaju in Japan, was released for the PlayStation in 1999, developed by Yuke's and published by Titus Interactive. It's a 1v1 anime-styled fighter where each character has her own story campaign, presented like episodes of a TV show, complete with intros, narrators, and character monologues. The game features a very simplified control scheme. 1 button for attack, 1 for guard, with directional inputs for determining special moves. That might sound shallow, but each character has a unique fighting style and flashy super moves to keep it interesting. One standout is Kea Tempoin. A self-proclaimed spiritual warrior, his entire campaign is delivered as if he's addressing a camera crew. It's one of the earliest examples of fourth wall breaking in a fighting game. While Evil Zone didn't become a breakout hit, it's earned praise for its animation, stylized presentation, and ambitious narrative structure. It remains a hidden gem for fans of anime aesthetic and character-driven fighters.
Well, well, now it's useless.
Developed and published by Capcom, Rival Schools United by Fate was released in Japanese arcades in 1997 and later brought to the PlayStation. It's a 3D team-based fighter set in the world of rival high schools where students and teachers settle their differences through martial arts. Build a team of 2 fighters and you can call your partner in for assist attacks or special combo finishers. Each character is tied to a school and has a personal storyline, many of which unfold across multiple games. Graphically, the game uses stylized polygonal models with expressive animations. Characters like Hideo, a stern teacher with traditional moves, gives the game a sense of grounded martial arts amidst the over-the-top premise.
Round 2, fight!
Rival Schools was one of the few Capcom fighters of the 90s to combine tag mechanics with individual story arcs. It even included a second disc in Japan that let players engage in a visual novel-style dating sim mode, though this mode was removed from international versions. The franchise received a sequel, Project Justice, but has been dormant since the early 2000s. Many fans still hope for a revival. Robo Pit was released for the PlayStation and Sega Saturn in 1996. Developed by Ultron and published by Cocopelli Digital Studios. The premise is simple: build a robot from interchangeable parts and battle others in 3D arena. You can customize your robot's arms, legs, weapons, and stats. One unique feature was the robot code system. You could generate a password tied to your robot build and bring it to a friend's house to battle them. In the 90s, this was an early way of transferring game data between systems without memory cards. The first game features auto battle, letting a CPU control your robot. A double-edged sword, as it often led to players letting the AI grind matches for them. Combat had its issues too. Ranged weapons used limited ammo, often running out mid-fight, and the AI was fairly hard to predict. Robo Pit 2 released in Japan and Europe in 1998 through the 2000s. It was a much smoother experience. The part selection was greatly expanded, the gameplay more polished, and a basic story mode was introduced. Nothing groundbreaking, but an improvement. However, the sequel did lose some of its original quirky charm in favor of a more generic sci-fi aesthetic. It also suffered from wildly inconsistent difficulty. Some were laughable easy as you exploited spear weapons. Fun fact, Robo Pit 2 has almost no music in some stages, leaving matches oddly quiet aside from the clanking footsteps of marching robots. Battle Arena Toshinden launched in 1995 for the PlayStation and was developed by Tamsoft and published by Takara and Sony. It was one of the first 3D fighters to feature weapons-based combat and full 360-degree movement, a major visual draw during the early 32-bit era. The game was heavily promoted as a launch title and early showcases the PlayStation's 3D capabilities. It features a colorful roster of characters like Eiji, a sword-wielding martial artist, Sophia, a whip-wielding dominatrix type who quickly became the game's poster character. While it was visually impressive at release, the gameplay has not aged well. Combat feels slow and unresponsive compared to later 3D fighters. Its closest peer is likely Soul Edge, which later evolved into Soul Calibur, but Toshinden lacks the fluidity and polish. The franchise spawned multiple sequels, including Toshinden 2, 3, and even a Japanese-only reboot on the Wii, but none managed to recapture the mainstream attention. And for the record, the match ended with Sophia slapping me to death while I played. So not a great look, but a very appropriate ending. Whether they were too weird, too early, or just didn't catch on, these games all tried something different. And while they didn't become household names, they each left their mark through unique mechanics, strange ideas, or a legacy that collectors still chase today. If there's a forgotten fighter game that I didn't cover, please let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll make a part 2. And hey, if you've got a copy of Sculptor's Cut, take good care of it. That thing's worth more than my car. Anyways, thank you all. You have been watching Cassette Quest. Have a good rest of your day.